Alright gang, welcome back to our Mecklenburg Luxury Tax Challenge. It is September, and we're starting off here by putting down some slurry, which we have yet to do. Now, we do not have enough slurry right now, honestly, to cover the entirety of this field, but nonetheless, I do want to put some slurry down. I want to, go that approach, try that out, because we have yet to do that, which will help a little bit with our nitrogen put down on this field, right? The nitrogen, as it currently stands, is not really that great. But you can see it's definitely making a difference here. Actually, I can turn on the little mini map there, the little map in the corner, which will easily be able to tell you, how it's doing, right? So it's definitely helping. It's certainly not going to be at perfect, but it is helping it nonetheless. So we're going to do that, and we're going to utilize the same thing we have here. We do have $76,000 in the bank account, so it might be potential, or there might be a potential, I should say, for us to make an upgrade here. But for the time being, we are just going to utilize this one. Now, I'm not sure how often we will actually do this. I guess it depends on how many, how much digestate we're going to be able to continue to make from our grass fields. But really, right now, most of that digestate is being turned into liquid fertilizer to be able to put into the greenhouses. And since we're utilizing some of the digestate now to put down on here, it means we are going to have less, if not any, to be able to put into the fertilizer for the greenhouses, the liquid fertilizer for the greenhouses. So it's not lost to me that we might end up having to buy some liquid fertilizer, and it might have been cheaper for me just to not, not worry about putting this down, but we're going to do it anyway because it's a bit of a different change from what we've been doing, and I want to do it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm okay to spend a little bit of money on liquid fertilizer for the greenhouses if I need to. It's not really that big of a deal to me. So, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. As you probably saw, the Barker Family Farm series, which was a series loosely based on real-life events for me, has ended. It was very sad to end that series. It meant a lot to me. But it was time to move on from that series, so we have done so. Now, I don't remember if I should have, but I don't remember if I actually stated in the actual in the actual video itself what I was going to be doing, but there is going to be a continuation of that series to an extent. It's not going to have anything to do with the Barker farm of any sort, but there will be a continuation of that. From myself specifically. So we'll be going on and doing something else. Now, that's not going to be coming out anytime soon, full transparency. It will be a while, but there will be something that comes out. It'll be a similar situation where it only, comes out every once in a blue moon, once a week, once every week and a half, whatever it may be. But there is going to be an extension to that, so where we left off in the end of that episode. So if you haven't watched that yet, I recommend you go do that. But where we left off at the end of that, there will be a carry-on elsewhere for that. I know some people early on that series were asking, what's the end goal here once it's over. That's the end goal. We're going to be taking what we have remaining, how that series ended. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but how that series ended, and kind of moving on from there. So I'll leave it at that. But there is going to be another series that extends from that. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I know for a fact we are not going to get this whole field done with this digestate, but really, if I can get around the headland a couple of times, I'll be happy with that. Truly, I will be. And I think we'll be able to do that because we're almost, I would say, a little over halfway, and we've almost got the first headland pass done. So, now, again, really, we probably need to think about, upgrading this, but for the time being, I think I'm okay with it being such a smaller size. But in the future here, hopefully, we'll have even another grass field, a second grass field besides what we have now, and we'll be making even more digestate out of this, whether we make an upgrade to this or we go elsewhere for that. Hopefully that's the case, and so we'll likely need a bigger digestate spreader, as I was talking about early on. Now, the bigger digestate spreader really is going to help more so than anything else for us being able to transfer the digestate from wherever it is to this production here to turn it into the liquid fertilizer, right? It'll be nice for sure whenever we decide to utilize it on a field like we're doing now, but really it's more of a help towards just the moving process, because there's no way for us to actually just send the digestate to there. I have to actually manually move it, which is a bit unfortunate. Now, if I put down a different production, that might be able to do it, but this one doesn't allow me to do so. So like I said, I'm just going to try to get around this headland pass here, which we're almost done with. And then the rest of the digestate, I will not be putting down on the ground here. And you might be saying, well, why did you even spend time doing this if you're not going to put it down on the ground? You're right. I didn't have to, but I wanted to, right? I wanted to try it out and do a pass with this digestate and just kind of see what happens, right? See if I put the digestate down and then, I'm going to plow it up, obviously. And then after I plow it up and we put something in the ground, does it give us a better yield on the outside versus it does in the middle? Might be a slim increase, is what my guess would be. Well, let's just use the rest of the digestate we have here. Now, I don't specifically plan to buy anything major today. We didn't really buy anything last episode either, but I don't really have any plans to buy anything specifically, mostly because we've got enough to do today. We've got to plow this field up, which may or may not utilize a worker for. We've got our grass field, which can be mowed today as well. I guess I should take that back. Honestly, I want to go ahead and get our TMR mixer that we kind of talked about over the last couple of episodes. So I take that back. We will do that. We're going to finish getting that set up so that way we can start, quite frankly, start making TMR, and then hopefully from there we can get the cows. So perhaps we get some cows today. I don't really know. It might, maybe not today though. It just depends on how long it takes that TMR mixer to be ready to go. I don't know how fast it is. I haven't really looked into that, but we can look into that together. Now, the thing there is, when that time comes, when we're actually going to start wanting to make the TMR, we will need to turn off the grass silage from selling. We will need to turn that on to storing or to distributing, whatever, so that way we can make the TMR. Now, we also are going to have to do something with the grass we have because we need to turn that into hay, right? Now, I believe we talked about it, and here there is a ability for us to turn grass into hay. There is. So it's just a matter of us pushing that grass into this production and turning it into hay that way, which I think will work out well for us, too. So I'm just going to grab the rest of the digestate here and go ahead and put it into our production here because I'm pretty sure they are out. Well, the production itself is out of digestate, so as I mentioned, the greenhouses are okay for the time being, but they do need, liquid fertilizer over time, right? So they'll be fine for a couple of episodes, but nonetheless, they are going to need some. All right, we're going to go ahead and dump that there. I'm going to go ahead and get the plow. We're going to get started on that. And like I said, more than likely the worker will be doing a good chunk of that for us. But we can go ahead and get started. Okay, nice. So we'll get this going. once I get in a better spot here, I'll put it on a worker and have the worker continue doing their thing here. The worker's likely going to start in the middle and not do the outside like I'm doing now, which is really what you should be doing anyway, but it's just most of a habit. I always do the outside first, just out of a habit. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. It's just more, being more realistic is you would go in the middle first and then the outside, obviously, after that. But the game doesn't really care which way you do it. All right, so let's put it on a worker. All right, we'll jump into the Iseki here. Now, I think the Iseki, actually, now that I see it, doesn't have the ability for us to be able to mow. Well, that's not exactly what I was hoping for. So, okay, let's make a change of plans here then. Let's do a little bit of a change of plans here. Let's start prepping for the TMR while the worker continues to plow there. I could put the plowing on the Iseki here, but the Iseki itself, it's not... Full transparency with all of you, it is not really the strongest thing in the world. So I've tested it out. It doesn't work that well. Like I said, that's how I'll put it. It doesn't work as well as you would like. So due to those reasons, I'm kind of not really wanting to put the Iseki on the plow because it will take a lot longer, which means we spend a lot more money on a worker. All right, perfect. So we're going to go over here. We're going to turn this into hay, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and turn that on. And I'm going to put it on storing for right now. Excuse me, gang. I'm losing my voice here. I'm not sure why I'm losing my voice, but I am. Didn't really do anything last night, so I don't know I don't know what that's all about. But either way, now I think I just kind of stop. Easy, Iseki, easy, buddy. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, almost all of them made it in there. Perfect. All right. They are all in there now. So, that should start off pretty quickly here, getting us prepped and ready to go. Which is good. Let's see, we've got 110,000 liters of grass in there. It holds 2 million. Holy shit! I didn't realize it held that much. That's insane. But anyway, it's going to start. It's already making it. It's got 300 liters of hay already. So that's great, right? That's real good. So let's kind of put down this TMR mixer here. There are a couple other ones I installed as well. I still think we're going to go with the one that we had talked about already, that I showed you already. But there are some other ones I installed, which I'm kind of interested in as well. Maybe early on, the one we're looking at is probably still the one to go with. But future tense might be better to go for one of the other ones. But for the time being, we will definitely go with this one. And like I said, I'm going to kind of put this up here close to the edge of the silo. I think that's good. We'll go with that. I don't really think I need to smooth anything. It looks relatively flat. I mean, all this area here looks really, really flat, so I'm not even going to worry about smoothing anything. I think it's going to be fine. If I have to smooth it a little bit, then that's fine, but it's not going to be a severe difference, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's do a quick autosave here. That way nothing breaks or crashes or anything like that. So TMR, we need to turn this on. So hay, mineral feed, which we do not have. We are going to need to get some of that. I don't know if I can. I think I can, but I don't know if I can buy that from the buying silo we have. I'll have to look. Silage and then straw, obviously. So let's see. Let's turn this back on to distributing. Let's try distributing and see what happens. I hope that will work. I don't know if it will. I guess we'll find out here when the next hour hits, which is a ways from now, but I guess we'll find out then. For the time being, though, we can start putting the straw in here. It holds 250,000 liters of straw, which is a lot of straw, really. Okay, so I don't really know exactly where I need to put this at. I'm hoping like this is going to work. Yeah, it did. All right, how much is that? 200. So we can definitely put more in there. So let's put some more in there. Just get the straw all the way up to max. That way I don't have to worry about it. One other thing I want to do is spend a little bit of time and effort around the yard here. We've got a lot of different textures on the ground. I'd like to make that a little bit more unified. No, it might seem like it's not really the best use of our money right now, and it probably really isn't, but it's still something I think I would like to do. All right, well, they're all there, waiting to be accepted. It is maxed out now, so that's good. And it's not going to start chewing through any of that until we actually get some until we actually get some grass, silage, excuse me, and some hay in there. Now, as far as the mineral feed goes, I don't really know. I don't know if I can put that into our trailer. I don't know how to do this one. Let's see if it'll work in the trailer. If not, I might have to go to the shop and get some. But I would suspect that the mineral feed, they don't really chew through all that much of it. 50, so yeah, not really. Let me see. Let me see if I can get some out of here or not. If I can, that'll be very, very convenient. If I can't, well, it's going to suck, but, you know, it could be worse. I can. Okay, good. That was $12,000, almost $12,000 right there for 6,000 liters. I'm going to do this, and we're going to see how it goes. I might have kind of screwed myself by blocking that whole area up there with that straw. Maybe I should have waited on putting that straw in there. Oh, nope, it's going to let me do it. It's going to let me do it. Sorry, bad camera angle there, gang. Well, that's good that it allowed me to actually still unload the mineral feed into there. And that's not that much mineral feed, I get it. But again, they're only utilizing 50 of it per, well, most of it. It's somewhere in the 200 to 500 liter range, right? So they're going to chew through the rest of that a lot faster than the mineral feed. So perhaps a little bit later on, we won't have, you know, such a worry about our money situation that it won't be a big deal then for us to be able to just to load that up to max. But for now, I think we're okay where we're at. Okay, so that's all done. So now the only other thing left to do really is well, to mow and finish the plowing here. Now, as far as today goes, we can put something in the ground. So I guess we could potentially start doing that soon enough. Barley, canola. Like I said before, I'm planning to put canola in that big field. We can also do some of the other stuff that is, you know, additions to this map, like mustard and rye and etc. And maybe we will soon enough. But right now, I think I'm sticking with the canola approach right now. I think. Well, yeah, I still think so, because we don't really need straw. I mean, we've proven that, right? We've got plenty of straw. That's really the only thing we would need straw for, and the only other reason to get the straw off the ground would be to sell stuff, right? So, I don't think there's a way. Maybe I can attach it. Maybe I can. But I still think it would be a little difficult. Yeah, that's exactly what I was afraid of. I was going to say, I think this is still going to be difficult for this little Iseki as well. These things are pretty heavy, but I don't think this is going to work on the front. The hook there doesn't look like it's going to work, but yeah, it's not. Okay, so that's not going to work. So, and the worker is stuck. Of course the worker's stuck. Why wouldn't he be stuck? Why wouldn't he be? Let me go around the outside of this here. This is something I also want to get rid of. I've talked about that, and so maybe that's what we should focus on doing here. Maybe I should put the worker on continuing to do this, and we can try to focus on getting rid of this tree out of the way. Now, to do so means we are going to have to get a winch or something, or I guess I could chop them down to hand size where I can pick them up. We definitely want to get rid of that. We also have, it's got a stump there we're going to have to get rid of as well, right? So, but I think just solely right now, if we are able to just get rid of the tree, and what I mean by that is the stump's still there, and that's fine, but if we can just get rid of the tree, I think that will be a tremendous help to us because the worker won't get stuck on the tree like he just did, right? So, used market, there is this Iseki rice harvester, which I've talked about in the last episode, maybe potentially getting that. I still think I want to. I like doing rice. I feel like we have enough room that we could get some rice fields down in here. We have to move some stuff around. What I'm thinking about doing, honestly, is removing this whole section completely. Maybe making a shed somewhere over here, because I said we're probably not going to expand any further than these 3 greenhouses. If we do, we do, but we're probably not going to. So I feel like we could utilize this area here, which is just, unused space, really, into our makeshift yard area, which I think is what I'm going to plan to do, which means we open up all of this space over here, which to me, I plan on, I don't know, somewhere around in here, and then coming all the way out to about here, and then down here, and there you go. We've got a rice field, right? It's not the largest rice field in the world, and then rice, you're not making a ton of money off of rice. But I do think, I believe there's something we can do with rice in this. I'm incorrect. I must have been looking at a different one. Never mind. I apologize. I thought there was something that we could do with rice in this production, but there's not. So, that's the only thing I think that's kind of holding me back a bit from doing that rice field is that we've done it before. You don't make a ton of money off rice. It's not even worth you barely make anything. It's not even worth the price of buying that harvester. You would have to do at least 30 harvests probably to really get your money back for the harvester itself. But if we can turn it into rice flour or whatever, then that's a little bit different, right? You make a little bit more money off of that. Decisions here, gang. We've got a lot of decisions to make. Well, first off, let's get back to what we were talking about. Let's get the chainsaw here so we can knock that tree down. I don't really care which one I get. This is like an old school one that we're utilizing in the Vintage Survival series. That's why it's cheaper. Let's go with the McCulloch. Alright, so I'm going to go out here and cut this thing down. Now, we are going to have to figure out a way to get it out of there, like I said. Now, how much is it to rent a winch? Because that's probably the way I'd want to go. $433, that's it? We could literally just pull the tree out and put it over with the rest of our trees for the time being until we're ready to do something with it. Or I guess we can carry it. I guess we could carry it to, the sawmill or whatever. But let me head up to the shop. I'm going to pick this up, and then I will meet you back here. We'll take care of that tree, and then hopefully there won't be any further issues with workers getting stuck on the tree itself. Well, we're back. We're driving over our freshly plowed ground here, but that's all right. It's all right. It's fine. Speaking of that, if we take a look at it on the menu here, the map. Man, I can't talk today, gang. I don't know what's going on with me. I promise I haven't had anything to drink. It's early in the morning. That's probably what it is. It's so early in the morning. Yeah, all right. Things are moving. Things are moving along nice. Okay, so I don't know. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different here. I feel like a lot of this is just weeds. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what it feels like to me. So I'm going to actually spend a little bit of money here. See if I can get rid of... Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Because nothing is going away here, so maybe it's not. Alright, well. I guess maybe there actually are other things in here besides just this big massive tree. Alright, so let's chop this guy down. Speaking of trees in general and where we would go and sell this, there is no sell point at all on this map for any type of woodworking whatsoever. So, what does that mean? Well, I don't really want to spend the money right now because we're kind of thinking about the rice thing, right? So I don't want to spend our 52,000 right now, but it means we're just going to put down some kind of a sell point, sawmill, etc., all those productions. We're going to have to do that ourselves if we want to do anything with all of the trees that we have surrounding our land. We've got a lot of those. Really, we do. A lot of trees surrounding us. So if we want to do anything with those... can I cut this guy? I don't think I can. I guess I can. I don't know what he's actually in. I don't know. Well, I guess I might as well cut this down too since it's letting me do it. It just removes it completely. Yeah, we were just gonna have to put down a buying point or a selling point, excuse me, and a production if we want to. And I was kind of afraid of that. I was afraid that maybe this wasn't going to be strong enough to move this thing. And it looks like that's the case. Or it's getting stuck on something else. Okay, well here's what we're going to do. Alright, drop that off there for the time being. I will just put this on the Iseki. It's going to go a lot slower. But that's okay. I mean, as long as it makes some progress while I continue to work on the tree here. Now, I'd love to upgrade the Iseki to something else, but again, right, it's not really in the cards right now. Plus, for the amount of money we have, there's nothing that we could buy besides maybe the old Fiat. That would be a little bit of an increase here, and I don't even think that would be that big of an increase, really. Alright, let's try this again with the versatile here and see if it makes a difference. I think we're just stuck on something. I don't think it made a difference if I was on this or not. I just think we are stuck. And there must be other trees in here that we need to get rid of, like this guy right here. Which they just kind of go away once you actually start to chop them down, but... Okay, that one didn't. There is something in here. I knew it. I knew it. So I probably could have did it with the Iseki, actually. But that's alright. I think I might be getting part of the big tree with this, too. Whoops. Too late now. What are we stuck on now? We're stuck on something else. There's just a bunch of little weeded up trees in here, and that's why the worker gets stuck on everything. Alright, we got it through. Nice. Nice. I don't know where the worker's going now. Evidently they're going to do a headland pass now, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. What do I know? I don't know anything. What do I know? Now, what I'm probably going to do is once we get that area cleaned up a little bit more, and what I mean by that is once we get it into a position where it's... Uh-oh. What are we stuck on now? Another tree of some sort. I just want to put this in between all these trees right now. Just want to let it sit here and die. Hopefully that's far enough outside of our little path here. Yeah, it is. That's fine. It can stay there. That's fine. It's not really in the way. I probably won't do anything with that line of trees right there anyway. Maybe some of the ones that are closer to the yard area, but that one, I'm probably not going to do anything with it. Okay, I don't know what the worker is doing right now. I have absolutely no clue what they're doing. I'm just going to see how many of these I can actually just pull out by hand here. I would assume a lot of them I can. These aren't, you know, twigs by any means, but they're not the normal size of a tree. So they're definitely going to provide some money for us, but they're not going to be, you know, it's not going to be anything to write home about, I guess is how I put it. Okay, I can't cut these anymore, evidently. Even though it actually knows that there's something there, but it won't let me cut any more of these, so whatever. Now, I'm on console, in case you don't know, and you stumbled across this and are still watching at this point. So I don't have the luxury of, you know, the Lumberjack mod where I can remove everything, right? I don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So I do have to do this the old-fashioned way. Not a complaint. I'm happy to do it the old-fashioned way, but just letting you know in case you're asking, why are you going through all of this when you could just utilize that? That's the reason why. Right, really, I need like a brush cutter or something because I don't think I'm going to be able to get anything else out of there. I'm going to turn it off a worker for a minute. I don't think if I paint this anymore, I don't think this is going to work. Not getting rid of anything. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna need like a brush cutter or something, which sucks because that's something else I have to buy. It's not really... That's not really what I was hoping for, I'm going to be honest with all of you, which I'm sure you already knew that, but, you know, anyway. That means it's something else I have to lease just to get rid of that. But hopefully, hopefully there won't be as big of an issue here with the workers getting stuck now that those trees are out of there, though, right? All right, let me grab these last couple here, and then we'll move on from doing that for the time being. All right, let's return that after we do a quick autosave here. I knew that was coming, but let's go ahead and return that. We need to move up to here. And then we can go to vehicles. And it's always at the bottom, isn't it? Yep. Alright. That's returned. It is 10 o'clock now, so we can actually see if things have actually transferred over here and if the TMR is underway or not. I would assume it is, but who knows? They have not transferred over at 10 o'clock. Maybe it's because we don't have a full... 1,000? No, we do. We do. Okay, so let's just put it on storing. That means we're going to have to move the silage ourselves as well, which that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. And I guess we're going to have to move the hay as well. No, the hay went over there. The hay went over there. Just 206 liters of hay. So the hay went over there. But I wonder why the rest didn't go over there. Maybe that went. Maybe that was. Maybe it already had made 200 liters right when we started working all this up, and That doesn't make any sense, though. Why did the other 12,000 hay not go over there? Where else would it have gone to? We've got hay going here. I'm going to have to do this manually. Well, shit. Okay, we're gonna have to do all of this manually, which that's fine, right? It's not that big of a deal. I was just hoping that we could do the distribute, so I don't have to go over here and do this all the time. But once we have enough over there, though, it's not really going to be something where we have to do it a whole lot, right? More than likely, we're going to be turning all of this stuff off and back to what we've been doing, right? It's just going to be kind of a temporary thing until we get a ton of TMR loaded up for us. It is going to be a bit of a struggle, though, for us to get everything over there here at the beginning, though. That's for sure. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out of the fermenter or not, because there's bales in the way. All right, I was able to get it. Good, good, good. All right, so now we just got to get it out of here. Perfect. All right, this is going to work. This is going to work. Now, one thing I might want to think about is maybe setting up the way that I back up into here a little bit differently, because I am going to, as you just saw, walk. I'm telling you guys, I haven't had a single thing to drink. I promise, not one thing to drink. I'm sober as can be. It's early in the morning. That's it, though. I'm going to easily drive into that field, right? So I'm going to kill some crop if I'm not careful, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, the hay's going in, which is good. We're going to have plenty of hay in there, and now we just got to get the silage. I think I'm going to put a bit of a track through this way as well. I'm probably going to get rid of that one big tree there, more than likely. And here I am again, driving right into the field. That's what I was just talking about. I got to figure out ways to get around this. But I think part of the problem right now is I have a bunch of grass bales in the way too, right? So I can't make a wide turn into that area to kind of back up easier for myself. But they're always going to be there, so it's going to be kind of a problem I'm going to have to deal with as we move along here. I'm going to have to figure it out. So not a ton of silage in there right now, but you know, it will continue to make silage as we move along. Everything's storing now besides the liquid fertilizer, because we really only have one place for the liquid fertilizer to transfer to. So I was afraid that this was going to happen. You know, the fact that there is a hay option in this fermentation silo, and it's just going to split it up between the two. I was a little bit scared that was going to happen, but since I didn't have that production turned on, I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case. But it was. I should have known better. That's how it's always been. I don't know why I questioned it, but anyway. All right, so we should be now beginning our TMR making. And we are underway. Look at that. TMR has started, man. And that is really quick. Holy smokes, that is fast. We are probably going to be able to get some cows today. If we want to go that approach, we are probably going to be able to do so. Now, we're not going to be able to get a ton of cows, but we can probably go ahead and put some cows in. Okay, so that's all done. So now the question becomes, do we do the rice that we were talking about, or do we not? I'm kind of leaning towards doing it, even with saying everything that we've already talked about, how I'm not going to make a ton of money off of it. But I'm kind of leaning towards doing it. Now, we're not going to obviously put the rice in right now. We would literally just be buying the harvester for a future tense. Rice is not until next season, right? So we would literally just be buying that to store it. Would mean we'd have to do a contract. There are tons of contracts out there, so I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, absolutely tons of them, so not really something to worry about in my eyes. I think we're going to, gang. I think we're going to. I just like the idea of moving the yard over to here and taking up some of this space because we are not really utilizing our space to the best of our abilities here. I like the idea of putting some sheds over here, making this like an L-shaped little yard area. This can be like open air area by the pond here. Yeah. Probably get rid of a couple of these trees too. Even though I like them, we're probably going to get rid of a couple of these trees as well because that opens up more space too. Yeah, I think we do it, gang. I think we do it. I think it makes sense. All right, well, we're underway now. We're doing it now. There's no way, there's no backing out now. So I'm going to get everything moved out of the way here, and then we'll see where we're at, and the workers stuck on a tree. Of course they are. I didn't even notice it. Of course they are. Of course they are. And they're plowing up area that's not even our... Oh, my gosh. How did that even happen? I don't have create fields on. How did that even happen? There's no, see? There's no create fields on. How? How are they making another oh my gosh. What a disaster. I mean, they're steering it. How? How? What a mess. All right, how can I fix this? Can I fix this? I don't think I can. Oh my goodness. What an absolute mess this worker has caused. How did this even happen? Well, the good thing here is it looks like it's just it kind of rendered over top of it. It actually didn't really remove it except for the grass in the middle, but that's, you know, that's fine because I'm not really doing anything right now. I'm just kind of I still don't know how that happened. That's crazy. I've never ever seen that happen before. That is bizarre, man. Well, that's going to have to do for the time being. Man, I don't like that at all. I really don't. I don't know how in the world did that happen? All right, well, I mean, it is what it is now. There's nothing I can do about it now, so let me get everything moved over. Like I said, it's going to take me a minute to do this, but I think we're going to be in a better spot. I think this is going to look better overall as well when the money comes in or allows us to actually make these upgrades that we want to do. Like I said, we're going to do a contract. I'm not sure what contract we're going to do yet, but we're going to do a contract, and we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of... I don't know. We're going to be doing 2 episodes in September anyway, by the way. I don't think we'll actually have the time to put in the canola today. It's probably going to have to be in the next episode of September. I just don't think there's going to be enough time to do it right now, which is fine. It's not a problem, but just making sure you're aware. We are likely not to get the canola planted today. It's going to be more of a focus on, well, we got the TMR going, maybe put some cows in. I think we're definitely going to get some cows in. We'll make sure we get a contract that allows us to buy the rice harvester plus a couple of cows. I'm not going to be aiming for a max amount of cows in there yet, but eventually that will be the case for obvious reasons, right? But right now, if we can just get some cows in there, that's going to help. And we'll kind of go from there. Now, I don't really have any money right now to be able to put down any sheds or anything like that. Well, I do. But again, I'd rather buy that harvester right now because that is a good deal for that harvester. So if we're going to do rice, we should buy it in a used state. I'm actually pretty happy with how this is going to turn out, I think. I think this is going to look really good. I really do. I might even cut into a little bit of this field. Even though we're plowing it up right now, I might cut into a little bit of that field for the rice field as well. I might make a bit of a larger rice field and shrink that size of that field down a little bit. Don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to shrink that field down a little bit if it gets us more rice, which makes us more money in the long run, right? I think it's okay. I'll get the rest of these moved over here. I'll be back with you in a second. I just realized how long I've been recording from. What'd you guys let me ramble on for so long? Man, I rambled on for like 40 minutes straight. No time lapse, just rambling. Oh, man. I don't know how much of that I will edit out, if anything. I mean, it's almost 50 minutes of rambling. It was a lot of rambling. We're not going to be able to get everything that I wanted to get done today. Everything that I said we were going to get done today, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to be fully transparent with all of you right now. It's not going to happen. There's just not enough time. I'm already over time of what I normally like to be at for every episode, which I'm fine to do that every once in a while. It's really not a big deal, but you get what I mean. So what we're going to do here? Well, I'm going to go ahead and get a worker set off on doing some of this. We are probably going to switch tractors here real quick. I'm going to take over for doing the rest of the plowing. I'll have the worker get started on doing the drilling of the canola. Again, we're doing a second episode in September, so it's not a big deal if well, it's not even an if. It's not a big deal when we're not done drilling this field by the time we end the episode, which, as I mentioned, I don't know how much further we're going to go here because of how long it's taking, but we are going to at least need to do some kind of a contract so we can buy that harvester, though. We did gain a little bit of money there. It did hit 11 o'clock, as you can see. So we did gain a little bit of money. Now, the reason why we gained a little bit of money is because, obviously, some things from the hydroponic greenhouses sold, which is great. We definitely could utilize some of that money. It looks like that tree has already withered, which is kind of weird to me since it's only been, I don't know, an hour? A little weird. I had to reload the game. Perhaps it's because I had to reload the game? I don't know. That's still a little weird to me. Alright, let's go ahead and get the worker set off here on doing this. Start with the up and downs is what we want. And we will continue on here with our process of getting the rest of this plowed up. So we got to get this done. We have the mowing we can do too, but I'm going to hold off on the mowing. We got to get this done, and then let's see if we can find a contract. Hopefully one that's not too crazy. And what I mean by too crazy is too large. That can allow us to go ahead and get the remainder of the money we need to buy that harvester. Hopefully, before it leaves the used market, and then we'll be good. We'll be happy at that point. All right, well, that took way longer than I wanted it to, but I picked the wrong field. Clearly, that field was massive. It took a long, long time. That was a long contract, but that's okay. We got it done. We really needed to get it done anyway. We needed the money. I'm going to leave the actual tractor right here, which might be a little weird to say, but we are going to leave it here, and the reason why is because, as you can clearly tell, it needs a little bit of gas, and it needs a service. So, beginning of the next episode, I'm just going to pop on over to the shop and take care of that. Now, for the time being, the worker looks like they have got a ton of this field done because of how long it took us just to get that field done. Yeah, they've got quite a bit done, honestly. I would say there's more than 2/3 of the way done. So I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Now, we are going to go ahead and buy some cows, as I had mentioned, right? That's our goal here. Let's go ahead and just jump to the house. I don't remember exactly where, so let me turn it on for a second, where I can purchase the cows at. It's right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that going. Now, we are going to have to transfer some food over here to them, right? Because right now I'm going to put some cows in here, and they're not going to have any food whatsoever. But they will, right? They will. So it also looks like they do need straw pellets in here, so we're going to have to deal with that too. I didn't really think about that. I forgot about the straw pellets. I forgot that this barn needed straw pellets. That's not going to make it as easy for us. I'm going to have to get a machine to turn some of our straw into that. So that also, to me, means we need to probably remove some of this straw out of here. But doesn't have to be right now. We can do that in the next episode, as I mentioned. The next episode, we are going to be still in September, so as long as we get the cows in a good spot between now and, I guess, not next episode, but the following episode, now and October, we'll be fine, right? So, what do we want here? We want probably Holstein, I think, because we want milk, because we're going to be utilizing this milk, where our goal is going to be utilize this milk, for our ice cream parlor, right? Now, I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to utilize... I mean, I feel like we should buy a couple of the big dogs here, right? Well, first off... Oh, no, it's gone. No way. Oh, no. How is the harvester out there, but that one's not? Shit. No way that went... Oh, that left. There's no way that left in the period of time it took me just to get the rest of that plowing done. No way. Oh, that sucks. Well, I've already moved everything over here, and we said we were going to put rice down, so we'll still kind of aim for doing that, but that is going to put us in a bit of a hardship to get into that point, because we really don't have the money for it. But the good thing is we've got pretty much a year before we're going to have to harvest the rice, right? Because I think the rice harvest, I think we looked at it, is right around now, isn't it? It is now. So, I mean, we've got pretty much a year to try to gather, what is $100,000, or I think it's $100,000, around that, for that harvester. So we should be okay. We should be okay. We should still be able to do that. But a bit unfortunate we didn't get the used one, though. That sucks. Oh, well. Anyway, I guess that means we can buy a few of these cows then. I think 5 for the time being is sufficient, and these will be able to reproduce, and then I'm just going to allow them to reproduce the rest of it, I think. I think that's what we're going to go with. I think 5 of them. Look at them in there, looking happy. Although they don't have everything they need right now, but they are looking happy. The straw they need for, inside the pen there, but otherwise they're okay. All right, well, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. We've got a lot of work to do in the next one here in September. Hell, maybe there'll even be a 3rd episode in September. Who knows? But we got a lot of work to do. We did make a lot of progress today, though. I truly do believe that. We got rid of the tree. The canola field over to the right is almost complete. Actually, I was going to say, wait a minute. I hope I put that on canola. I thought I did, but I was like, oh, no. Maybe I didn't put it on canola. That would have been an absolute disaster if I didn't do that. I don't know why I just now thought of that, but I did. Anyway, very productive today, though. We got that contract done, which was good. Got all of the equipment moved over here. We've kind of made our decision now, right? We're going to move the yard over into this area, at least for the time being. This will turn into some kind of a rice field of some sort. Tank's empty for the worker. That's fine. We can pick that up in the next episode. That's fine. They got a lot done, though. See, you can see there. There's a lot of this field done. There's really not much left to that field, which is great. So we got that done. We got the cows in. We've got the TMR mixer in. We're making a lot of progress here, man. It may not seem like it, but we really are making good progress. I think some of these trees are going to have to come down, but that is a future state as well. So, we'll leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash the like, subscribe button on in case you have yet to do so. Both those things are free and they help me out a ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Thank you so much to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. Like I said, if you haven't yet to do so, make sure you check out the ending of the Barker Family Farm series. It means a lot. It's close to the heart for me. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure you check that out. Check the Discord out. I will attempt to add some more photos of that series on there. Actually, as a matter of fact, by the time this comes out, I should have some out there if I was able to get anything else. I'm going by there at the time of this recording. It's Saturday morning. I'm going by there today to see what I can get, but it's been about a month since those other videos that I took, which would have been a little bit better, probably. You would have been able to see things a little bit better of how the farm looked to an extent. I would expect it to be fully torn up. I expect the house to not be there anymore, etc. But we'll see what I can gather on the way there, and yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for continued support. It means the world, man. We'll see you next time.